Treatment Wetlands. That's just the name of this book. Welcome back. This is the third section, and this time I'd like to explain a little bit what the solution to the problem is that I introduced in the first two sections. First solution is, for those who care to do this the right way, is to learn about wetlands. How do we do that? As a biochemist, it was easy for me, but let me show you how I went about it. The first thing I found was EPA wants us to use a wetland. They don't want to be regulating the water going into the water. Think of a bureaucracy. Why would they want work? If they can get us onto a wetland, then they don't have to deal with us anymore. They don't have to write these documents that I discussed, the authorization to discharge, because we don't report to them anymore. So you can see on the website, if you're on YouTube now, you can go to the website, you'll see Voting People Helping People, that EPA has thousands of documents on wetland solutions to municipal wastewater. They have a service where you can go, and the link's at the bottom of this page, and find all these documents. They'll even send them to you for free if you ask. So I just don't understand how a citizens committee, which was made up about half by city employees and the town council and their contractor, Keller Associates, could miss everything that EPA has been saying. But I'm not going to deal with that now. If you want to learn more, you can go to this website where you can fill out the form, and they'll send you books like this. That's the first step that I did. Then I said, information like this must be in books. And that's where this came from. This is the second edition of this Cadlick and Wallace book. And as a biochemist, I can tell that they don't know very much about the chemistry that goes on in these wetlands. They do know that solid materials become soluble materials. The word they use for that is biological oxygen demand, BOD, as you see in these reports. And they use total dissolved solids, cloudy water. What does the first thing happen that a wetland does? You don't need to be a chemist to see this. Cloudy water ends up being clear. The sewage lagoons right down the river here do that. Cloudy water goes into them. They're each about 5 acres. And clear water comes out. The clear water has the nutrients that wetlands will take out if you want to. We don't want to do that because those nutrients are nitrogen and phosphorus and potassium and carbonate, the materials that farmers put on the field by buying it from Chile or somewhere. So the water that comes from the town has the nitrogen and the phosphorus in it. I mean, that's what it's about. And what will happen if the primary treatment is in the lagoons, the current wastewater plant, and that water then goes into a wetland, the first thing that happens is the cloudy stuff becomes clear. The nutrients that were in those solid materials become soluble, That water then is stored and sent to agriculture. So then the question is, the Idaho Department of Water Equality, IDEQ, doesn't have a stipulation for doing anything with the water from October till March. It's maybe November till March. It's 5 months. And if we're putting out 1 million gallons a day, that's about 150 million gallons we have to do something with. That's perfect for a wetland. It may be, excuse me, it may be 100 acres, but the wetland will have deep places and shallow places. The BOD and total suspended solids will break down all winter long as they're not frozen. That's why the deep places. In the spring, when the ice melts, the water goes to irrigation. Those bacteria are still operating in the deeper places. They're just operating more effectively because the water temperature came up. So that's the first thought about how a wetland works, how we need to find what to do with 150 million gallons over the winter. That's, 100 acres if it's 1 or 2 feet deep. And if we can find how to accomplish these things, we're going to save, as I pointed out in the first 2 sections, half or an eighth of the cost of what we're doing now. We won't be putting reports to EPA. We will be working with the state, getting the water out to irrigation. And it will involve everybody from the town and surrounding town. It won't involve anybody from EPA because they're not regulating irrigation water. That's all for now.